I asked AI if the business I wanted to start already existed. It told me the market was wide open, and I almost believed it. If you've watched a lot of AI content and built nothing with it, this one's for you. I'm going to show you the prompt that gave me a confidently wrong answer, the 4 questions that broke it open, and what the research actually said once it stopped agreeing with me. The findings surprised me, and that's the reason I decided to go ahead and continue building this thing. So, a bit of context here. I want to build a group stretching class. Not yoga, no spiritual framing, no Sanskrit. Just plain anatomical language. Here's the muscle, here's what we're doing, and here's why. I want this because I went looking for it and I couldn't find it. And that's the whole origin story. Basically, I'm the customer. But I'm bringing you along either way. So instead of watching another AI tutorial, I wanted to show you what AI actually looks like when something real is on the line. So the first question. I asked AI what else was out there. It came back so enthusiastic. Undeserved niche, clear gap in the market, strong differentiation. It was my biggest cheerleader. Wow, this is unmatched. So here's the problem. Look at what I actually asked. I didn't ask whether people wanted this. I asked what else had already won, meaning it was commoditized and it was popular. Almost nothing clears that bar in any category. So the honest answer to my question was not much. And not much sounds exactly like an opportunity when you're hoping for one. It's basically like asking which other coffee chain is huge and on my street. The answer is nobody. That doesn't mean there's a coffee shortage in Kansas. The premise was already buried in the question. It didn't check whether I was right. It answered inside my frame. So here's the test I use now. Did my question have a no available to it? If the phrasing makes one answer nearly unavoidable, nothing got tested. You've heard your own framing read back to you with more confidence than you had. And, I wanted to believe it. It wasn't just giving me information, it was confirming something I already wanted to be true. And that's what made the answer dangerous. I nearly skipped the due diligence entirely because I was so excited. So there's already a major player in stretching. It's one-to-one assisted stretching. A practitioner works on you, one client at a time. I've tried it. I liked it. It's just that I'm not a one-on-one type of person, and it wasn't really the format I wanted. But they're big, and eventually I had one obvious thought. If this market is so wide open, why is somebody already this size in it? Either I was missing something or AI's answer was incomplete. So instead of building something, I went back and asked better questions. So 4 moves, and they're all in the handout in the screen notes. So 1, I stopped describing and started naming. Instead of describing my concept, I named actual companies operating in the category and asked how they were positioned and who they were winning. Specific companies gave AI something to investigate instead of something to agree with. 2, I asked it to argue with me. Not, is this a good idea? I asked, give me the strongest case that this business fails and tell me what would have to be true for that case to hold. Completely different answer. 3, I asked the same question several different ways and I watched what stayed consistent. The part that kept changing, those were usually the parts it was guessing at. 4, this one's my favorite. I asked what it was basing the answer on. Sources, dates, actual numbers. Was it retrieving evidence or pattern matching to what a confident answer sounds like? Sadly for me, that question is where most of the enthusiasm fell apart. The first AI answer is a draft, not a finding. Here's what came back once I stopped letting it agree with me. First, the demand is real. More than 24,000 people a month search YouTube for stretch routine in the US alone, and that's just one phrase. But here's the part that actually surprised me. That big competitor I told you about, they're not actually winning. They're shrinking. Same-store sales down 15% in their last reported quarter, and their parent company has paused new locations and is publicly exploring a sale. Nearly 500 locations, and the trend is pointing down. So AI got it wrong twice. It told me the space was empty, and it never told me that the biggest player in it was struggling. Now that cuts 2 ways. One possibility is that people want stretching, but the one-on-one appointment model is the wrong way to sell it to them. And that would be a format problem. And format problems can be tested. The other possibility is that the whole category is cooling off. And I'm working towards a fire everybody else is walking away from. I don't know yet which one it is. And that's exactly what the next few months are for. What I do know is that wide open was never the answer. The market isn't empty, it's mismatched. And a mismatched market is something I can test. That's why I'm still building. And thank God I decided to test it, because here's what I was about to do. Like, I was so excited. I was gonna rent 2 or 3 studios, hire instructors, start designing proprietary equipment, find a manufacturer in China to build it. Boutique retails in my city cost around $30 to $60 a square foot, plus taxes and maintenance. Call it 1,500 square foot studio at the low end. That's roughly $49,000 a year per studio. 3 studios, that's about $145,000 to $150,000 a year. And leases aren't 1 year. They're usually 3 to 5. So what I was actually walking towards, if I just blindly listened to AI, was a $445,000 in contractual obligation before one customer had even walked through one door. Custom tooling can start around $5,000 and run past $50,000. Minimum orders can be hundreds of units, months to manufacture and ship. I could have been sending an unprotected product design to factories and waiting months for equipment for a class nobody had even taken, instead of testing that class first, practically for free. Because the money isn't even the biggest risk. The biggest risk is building the wrong version for the wrong person and realizing 6 weeks later what you could have learned in one room. Wrong answers are cheap, but wrong answers you act on are not. The 4 prompts I used are in the build kit, so you can see the difference side by side. Next week, I'm deciding what would make me quit this business before I really start, like actual thresholds written down. So 6 weeks from now, when I'm emotionally attached to this idea, I can't just quietly move the goalpost and pretend that the evidence still supports me. So just remember, nobody really learns this from a tutorial. You learn best by building something real. AI in the background, you in the front. Keep it casual.